Right, round of applause, Jan. Really, everyone, for Mr. Tom Lewtas. See that?
Before we do go any further, I do think it's fair that I bring you guys up to speed on one quick thing. And that's that I am actually old enough to be here. We're doing all right? Everyone all right tonight, though? Yeah. Lovely stuff. I'm doing quite good myself. I've been in a bit of a rut the past few years, though, I'm not going to lie, but on the back end of it now, I'm doing good. Like, financially, mentally, I was in and out of work. It was all a little bit shit, essentially. And there's a mate of mine who was in a very similar position. We've got a lot of, like, shared life experience, similar interests and all that. But visually, he's like the polar opposite to me, because he's about 5'3", he's about 14 stone. And like, look at me. I'm built like a cheese string. And he's more of a baby bell, if I'm being honest. Well, no, we're both doing better, so we thought we'd treat ourselves. We'd go on a nice exotic holiday. We'll get away from the shit aspects of British life. The crap weather, the crap people, everything. So we packed our bags, booked the time off, and we just went. And we arrived in Glasgow in the end. But we couldn't get into the hotel for a few hours. We couldn't check in for a while, so we did what anyone does, and we went to the pub. It's got to be done. Hey, yeah. I'll take that. But no, there was this one guy in there, and he just looked a really dodgy-looking guy. Like, best way to describe him probably looked like he worked, like one of those like bootleg fairgrounds, the ones that have got a photo of like Lightning McQueen next to like Rihanna, next to like Jack Sparrow or something like that. But no, he comes like storming over, red in the face, and he goes up to my mate and goes, "Aye, you're a wee fucking tatty man." What? Yeah, I'm a bit tatty. I'm a bit scruffy. We've been in the car for ages. What's the problem? The problem is that you're a wee fucking tatty man. And in that moment, I grew to appreciate the concept of a language barrier within the same language. Because he was not saying, "Oh, you're a bit scruffy there, mate." No. He was calling him a little fucking potato man. Honestly, his head was mashed. I'll relish in that for a minute. But no, this guy was the typical example of what I'd refer to as a basic British meal. Beef with potatoes, honestly. Come on. But no, accents, dialects, all that has always fascinated me for ages. I've always been quite into it, but because it's close to home, it might be a little bit cliche to say. My favourite accent is the Scouse accent. Yes. But no, it's welcoming, it's familiar, because growing up locally and all that. But my main reason it's got to be my favourite word in a Scouse accent is bird. Beard. Beard. As I said, I've been like in and out of work all over the country the last few years, and in doing so, I met a few beards. I spent some time with a fair few beards. I don't hate the player, hate the game. But no, I did learn a few things in doing this, and I'll give you some advice. First off, when you're around beards, always protect yourself. Keep it covered, you never know what's going to happen. And secondly is be patient. Because one thing I did learn is after a while, all of these birds do appreciate a good fist. They do. They do. I had a good time as a falconer anyway, it was brilliant. But no, that did used to be my old job. I used to do display falconry in like zoos, safari parks, that sort of thing. And one of my favourite things to do was actually something I wasn't aware of, and that was raising and training my own bird. This starts with a process known as manning. So you spend as much time with it as possible, at work, in the pub, at home, everything. It's all genuinely true. But it was great for my ego, because I could look at myself in the mirror at the end of every day and go, "Tom, you brought a bird home from the pub today. It was brilliant." But the home I lived in was actually a house share at the time. I only had one little bedroom. So I had to just sit there in front of the TV with this Harris hawk on my fist. Quick question. Anyone else ever wipe their arse with a bird on the fist at any point? Good, it's at the top of my CV. It's quite niche. But no, on the topic of shit, anyway. Anyone in this room familiar with bird shit? Any capacity? No, it's supposed to be lucky. It's not. Because any other animal, right, they'll give like a behavioural forewarning. Like if you're walking the dog, they'll go like this. I'm going to do this directly at you. They'll stare you dead in the face and they'll go like that. And they will not stop. I like how intensely you stare back at me then. And it's a little drop-in. It's manageable. Birds aren't like that. No. It's like Michael J. Fox with a super soaker. It's the only way I can describe it. So as a result, the whole bed behind where I was sat was just covered in towels, so it would get caked in them, just lash them in the washing machine. But because I lived in a house share, the washing machine was communal, and a few of my housemates were a bit hit and miss with me putting the bird shit towels in there. It's fair enough, it's a bit grim, isn't it? But the one housemate in particular, little did she know that was not the first towel from my bedroom, covered in white sticky stuff, going in that washing machine. All right, I'll leave you with this. It was Pride Month last month. Everyone supporter of the LGBTQ plus community? Yay, yay. Lovely stuff. No, it was a nice time to be around town. You know, the smell of poppers and cum in the air. But to be fair, I hadn't showered, so that's fair enough. But I noticed a few shops were selling like Pride merchandise and stuff like that to wear to events and whatnot. And one of these was a wearable Pride flag. So it was a big white overthrow with the colours of the Pride flag printed on the back. But the one that I saw, it had a hood. It had a big pointy hood. I don't know about anyone else in this room, but I don't particularly want to be walking around looking like a member of the gay KK. Right, that'll do. Thank you very much. You've been lovely.
Give it up for Tom one more time, everyone. Absolutely fantastic.